Yeah, what's going on? What's cracking? What's happening? Yeah, I just wanted to come on right quick. I had to come out here, like I said, take care of a few things. I'm getting cramps. I had to take a salt tablet, but animal control. I wonder if she found that. Anyway, are y'all aware that anything that you talk about, now some of you are unimportant. They don't really care because they know that you're not going to reach a lot of people. What the mistake they make is the few people you reach is the most important. Okay, and this is the only reason why I continue to do, even though sometimes I feel a little discouraged because I figured people might take the initiative, not based on the principalities or the knowledge of knowing something. And I said also at the same time, well, most people would probably be scared shitless if I told them. But I says I actually reached out to the right individuals. There's got to be a balance, and most people are unaware of that balance. And right now, there's a perfection of imbalance, and I don't mean perfection as if it's solid or solidified. I've said this before. You know, you see, it's not even the Guardian, but it's plenty of news sites are actually reporting because they've been allowed to report on this closed down biological warehouse. Now, our brother, original Lone Wolf, mentioned what I believe we may have spoken on it, but regardless of the warehouse in Chicago, the numerous ones, whether in Spanish Harlem, Brooklyn, that were also utilized in New York by these unsavory characters called certain police officers, not all. Mind you, you had Serpico, and you have hundreds of thousands of Serpicos. You just don't know it. And you've had hundreds of thousands of good cops remove themselves and get removed from jobs so they can keep the bad ones in. But when it comes to these labs, this is not the first one nor the only one. This is the one being given to you because too many people on a certain particular side are speaking on it. Are y'all aware that they could not run if it was not for the government? What are you waiting on, man? The fuck is you waiting on? I don't care who you are. Fucking on drugs? Okay? God, you don't really know who I am. This is what I'm talking about. We live in a world that want to operate in darkness, and they ain't nowhere near dark. Anywho, I just want to know if you're aware. No, I mean, I can make you aware of a lot of things. And every once in a while, they give you an underground tunnel because there are good guys who served in the military who actually have donned a costume who were told something, a different costume of this time, and they were told something, so they took it upon themselves. And believe me, if you would read some of their scripts and books, you would know that some of their higher-ups were pushing to discourage the finding of these tunnels and old ex-McDonald plant company, companies that have been long closed down on the border between Mexico and Texas, or Arizona especially. Yes, higher-ups who have long left. And it's also peculiar that y'all are so unaware of all these people that get promoted, who, if you look at their actions, you would see them, the people who will go to a 911 call, and then the woman will say, look, I don't want to do anything. And so another one will egg it on because she probably been through some domestic. And then all of a sudden some guy shows up and he manhandles the one who called for the domestic and adds more trauma. But when you look at those officials and they're let go, they're fired, yet not with the position of not being able to be hired elsewhere. And the way they handle these women would show you, if you ever looked at videos of women being snatched up into trafficking, you would see the same individuals. Oh, there are hundreds, if not thousands of videos. The thing is, nobody has put it together. So I'm allowing you to take your time to know this. They lurk right amongst you. They pull you over. They write you tickets. And if it weren't for those few, okay, and the FBI who are, and all these other, I don't mind saying their names. I don't care. So somebody asked me, don't you, man, shut up. They should be worried that I'm saying their fucking names. Um, they are the ones, not all. Be reminded, even though times have changed, where there's a lot more, who permit and allow this. Has it ever hit you in the head that you have so many police when there's some murders going on who don't investigate as they used to in the 60s and 70s and even up to the 80s? Then they got that had a TV show come out called The First 48. Do you know the importance of the first 48? Any of you ever read the Bible, which called the preambles to why the first 48 hours are so important? Collecting all samples, this, that, and other. And so when you live in a small town where things start to go awry because certain individuals start getting greedy or people are missing, and you notice that they're not investigating, that's because after the first 48, the short line to holding somebody culpable starts to disseminate. I hope I'm not using too big of words. They're very small. But I just want to know if y'all are aware. You know, when I was teaching a handful of people in New York who wanted to go to the police force, and they trained with me because they saw me training. They were like, dude, can we train with you? And I was like, no, we'll pay. I said, you ain't got to pay. You could work out with me. And I did it for a few years. Even one of the Jamaican girls I was teaching martial arts to, who got on the female Taekwondo team, and they got disqualified because they were hurting people. I was teaching them how to fight. I wasn't teaching them how to fucking point until I actually went and learned Taekwondo. And I was like, holy shit, this is what all this, man. But I wanted to learn the combat form. Not because General Choi Yi was suffering from cancer and his treatments had him bouncing. And for some reason, pale skins have a hard time accepting the reality that because the Kwanjanum is doing it doesn't mean everybody's supposed to be doing it. So anyway, there you go. There you go, West Side. Anyway. And in doing that, I actually had one student who was gay. He's Jamaican, and he was gay. And I didn't know it until one of them got into an argument, and I said, that's enough for today. We've been training for like 2.5 hours. I used to put him through the medicine ball, the you name it. Especially in the back when nobody was looking. And I mean put him through it. And they at one time were getting rid of a lot of the gay police officers, and a lot of were going there and be quiet. Now they accept them, but they're looking for the more narcissistic ones. I guess you could say the Karens of the bunch. Now, that's not saying they're all bad and all this. I'm not saying that. I never would do that. I'm not here for that. I don't care. All right? That means that I got to condemn my sister, and that's what religion does. That's why I have this thing with religion. And the idiots that created it, because it makes the people weak. Who in the battlefield wants weak people but cowards? So that way cowards can be in position to subjugate, because they would have those perceived to be the strong who they have manipulated, and they would hold and possess that against them as long as they don't mind the sadism and the sociopath ideology and the things that push them to do the things they do. So, again, everything that you see going on is being permitted. And it has been going on with knowledge of your so-called higher, as far as those hidden entities. Do you think that they would be able to operate? You know, you look at when certain entities within the DEA want to take down a major drug ring. They will watch these individuals, even knowing a murder or two has been committed, and they will literally watch to build a docket, right? To build a folder of information, then to persecute these people instead of stopping it before it gets far out of hand. To give the people rehabilitation, to which the police departments long ago got rid of, because this is part of the factor of the cycle of what we are dealing with. So are you aware? Is all I'm asking. Who all came in? I'm in my truck. I got to run in here and grab some stuff right quick. West Side, Mikey, yeah. Salute, Kimpo. What's happening? But anyway, you saw I made a post of YouTube. Did they warn me? No. And part of what they're supposed to do is to inform you if you have stepped out of what you're supposed to be doing and this and other. But it's obvious I do lives all the time. So, and I comment, and we will put a podcast, or maybe Westside will put a podcast on something I may have shared, or others will do it. And that's what's called shared information. That's what we're supposed to do. Allow opinions to breed themselves, and then to weave out the negatory and to build upon something, to have a sound foundation, a firm structure in how you look and approach upon things. You dig what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to be doing. And most people aren't unequipped to be able to bring people into that foray of looking at things and addressing those things with a solid affirmation of not just their ideas or opinions, but fact-based, depending on the time, circumstances of information, everything that is relevant. So it says cooling down. Let me put this here. It's getting hot, y'all. So anyway, let me go in here and do what I got to do. It's getting hot, so it's going to probably shut down. And when we get home, I'll be set myself up, get something to eat. Well, I was going to fast, but I'm cramping. But get something to eat, and then we'll go ahead and get our reading. All right? Hey, look at the right camera. It's not over here. All right? So just be aware of those little things. They're not all the answers. Research this stuff. I always say do the research and find out and see what you find. Okay? See you all shortly.